wrestling fans. Smart Mark Alley here.
Hi, I'm KJ.
I'm Camp.
Cornet.
You wish. Or don't.
And this is
Who booked this crap?
so
Boy, we are really out of sync.
we are out of practice. We haven't done this in like a year.
Whose idea was this?
Birthday boy.
Blame orangutan boy.
So anyway, we're back.
So we're back. We've got what's there to talk about? Busy holiday season.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us has really gone to a lot of matches recently.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
A steady stream, but not a lot. Not like it used to be.
No. Well, of course, that NWA Power on YouTube made it easy for me to catch some wrestling action without catering. So good job, guys.
You know why she was there?
I'm so far behind
She
you
was
with
over
our
to the
TV
Wells
stuff.
School,
So,
talking to
but
the
we're
high
going to
school
try to
students.
talk to you about a little bit of wrestling
No.
here today. Where do we start? Because I didn't write anything down.
No, Wellsboro School.
Me neither.
Over,
The
way
only one
over
who took notes is the birthday boy here. So.
And that's scary.
Who's coming?
That is kind of scary. I mean, you know.
Oh, by the way, we should announce our sponsor for today.
Our not so secret lair is at the
McDonald's.
it's at Mickey D's in Southside Williamsport.
Thank you for sponsoring us.
If by sponsor you mean well, some of us we all ordered food and paid for it. So
Yeah, that's
you would
the
think.
the only kind of sponsorship Smart Mark Alley gets.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah.
It is what it is. Our sponsorship's like a reverse thing. You know, we pay, but don't get anything back.
We pay. We don't. Well, we get to use the
allow
place.
us-
They don't kick us out.
Yeah.
They don't kick us out for free money. We at least there's Wi-Fi here. Oh, that's right. Just like at our other secret lair.
Yes. Yeah, we got to get back to the Dunkin' Donuts and see them all.
Here we do.
See if Bo Nakota comes to reclaim his territory.
With
I'm
Daddy.
scared.
We haven't seen him in quite some time.
No, we haven't. Well, I saw him in Berwick a couple weeks
Yeah, I
ago.
see him at Trino.
Him and Bull
He's got new friends now.
ruined the reunion of the Cash
We
Match.
got markers at Daddy's house too that you can put
Made me a little sad.
I moved on
Well,
from
Daddy, you need
Chinese
markers at your
place in
house.
Newberry in Canada, so I go to the
He has
Royal
him at
Basin
school, though.
weekend,
That's
so
everything.
really divergent paths.
Basin Street?
Over by Starbucks.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't.
See, the one in Newberry
What's wrong with
switched over to the one over there by.
Oh yeah, the one in Newberry merged with Canberra.
And he told us. Hang on, come on. Go back.
So basically, he scared him away.
Basically. But yeah, I got my NXT notes, and I have some
NXT.
a mixture of indie kind of TV people awards.
Kind of a shame we don't know of any.
No, it's at
Folks, we really need to learn about your shows out there so we can come plug them on our, for
move it's at
however many people eventually watch.
It's basically my scope of things I've seen, attended, or whatever awards for the year.
Okay.
I mean, we could start out by last Wednesday. Well, yeah, what was it? Wednesday. Yesterday.
NXT?
Yeah, just 2 days ago. They had on NXT. They had basically like a rerun episode, and they gave out some awards, and I wrote those awards down.
There, Daddy, you put your feet on the
People
gas.
think
Just
his
sit
awards
around
are
where you're
funny.
laughing. She'll drive for
Yeah.
you.
Your awards are funny, Steven? People think your awards are funny.
Probably.
Okay. Somebody who gets some.
She's done that enough
Male
times.
competitor of the year
Did
was
ya?
Adam Cole.
Baby.
Maybe. The female competitor was Shayna Baszler.
Ronda
She
Rousey's friend.
basically ran roughshod
That's her.
the whole entire year as champion.
Oh,
Tag team of the year was Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish.
Yeah. Who else?
Yeah. I mean, they've really grown.
That
on
you
me.
can't be that hard.
At first, I never really knew their Ring of Honor stuff, but as watching them dominate over the years, like, I went back and watched their stuff. It's great.
I love Red Dragon.
Come on, don't get it all over you.
The feud of the year was won by Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. They gave out a
Again, I've
Yeah.
seen it for the last 3 years running. But yeah, okay.
I kind of thought it was going to be Tommaso Ciampa.
Your shirt back.
Well, he was out for so long.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was kind
Yes.
of 2018 stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They gave out a Takeover of the Year award, which went to War Games.
Yeah.
That was basically my starting
you wanna
point
take
of
this with you, or you want me to
NXT
take
this
this
year,
home?
covering it on a weekly basis.
You can take that if you want to.
Yeah, I agree
You
with
want
that.
this?
Their future star was Dakota
Huh?
Kai.
Seen her
Young
a
lady.
couple times. Pretty
Dakota
good.
Kai, she's a Australian woman. She's from NXT UK.
Fair enough. Like I said, I haven't
Supposed to keep you
been
awake.
watching NXT like I
She was in the Mae Young Classic. And she tore her, I think, ACL.
She's supposed to keep you
The
awake.
knee area.
Remember?
She wears the knee brace. So it was her, Dakota Kai, and somebody else in the tag team. Tegan Knox.
Yeah, I gotta get back on.
Their NXT Breakout Star of the Year was Keith Lee.
Him I've seen. He's a moose.
Yeah.
Vanilla or chocolate.
And
very
NXT, yeah, I really, and especially over the past couple of weeks.
Move, chop, chop.
Kid Rep just walked
Oh
through.
my god.
I don't know if you people could see that
Break
or
my
not, but
legs.
that guy looked like Chris Levine's something else.
You never know who's gonna show
Did I?
up.
But,
Did I or did I put my
NXT
pocket?
overall competitor of the year, which
That's what I
I guess they went with male competitor and then female
Okay,
competitor
yeah, I
and
did
then
give it to you.
overall
It's not in my
competitor, which
Okay,
again was
I
Adam
just
Cole.
want to make sure I give it to you, and I didn't put it in my
And
pocket.
Like a semi-final or something.
Yeah. So you had some intergender wrestling, which brings us to something that we got to talk about later on.
Yeah.
Right, John?
I'm not the biggest fan of entertainers.
But
Unless it involves Jamie Senna.
so then we have
Jamie Senna will get. He's the exception to every rule, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of makes his own rules.
I'm
He
surprised.
makes his own rules just to break them. I
I'm
think.
surprised Jamie wrestled a man on Eclipse the last show. Because I even think
Jamie
they
wrestles
have
who
it,
Jamie
I
wants.
think they even have it advertised as a running man.
They did, yes. But that was a man.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Would wrestle without a shirt on. I'm assuming, and I guess I shouldn't be doing that in 2020.
Not these days, nope.
Well, I mean, if that was a woman, then they certainly wrestled without a shirt on.
So someone got a free show and no one told me. All right.
Or there was a lot
Oh,
of
yeah, there was a free show.
Anyway,
We'll talk about that later.
the NXT match of the year was Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, 3 Stages of Hell.
That was
I think
very
basically these awards existed certainly this year to just put Adam Cole over.
Just to give
Just so
Adam
you
Cole
know,
a bunch
you
of
know.
hardware.
good. He's Adam Cole.
Baby.
They're already driven with gold because Roderick Strong is the North American champ. Then you have Adam Cole's the heavyweight champ. The tag champs are Bobby and Kyle.
So it's a solid gold stable, those four.
Yeah. But
No?
but they didn't win my faction of the year.
Oh, really? Who won your faction?
Dishonor.
Dishonor?
Dishonor. Well, yeah, he didn't
Well,
want
you
Manic
get-
to call the cops.
Of course not. He's already been reporting all my posts. If I don't give him something,
Enjoy Facebook DLC.
I fought the law, and the law did not win.
Not this time.
Well,
But
man, we'll have to try harder next time, I guess.
I have some talking points.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Just as a couple
This-
talking points for NXT. Like,
Sorry.
the first thing I mentioned is silly name changes. They took Donovan Dijak.
Oh yes. I refuse.
And
No.
I don't even
No.
know
Did
if
they
I
add a
have.
His
couple
name is
syllables?
not Dominic Domitelli.
I don't even know
or
if I have
whatever
this
it is.
right.
Did Chokovic?
Because I get it wrong. I get okay. It's Donovan.
Dominic Dijakovic.
It's either Dijakovic or Dijakovic. Dijakovic.
This is what the
Dijakovic.
WWF does so
Dijakovic.
well, is take something that works at a level, bring it up to mid-level, and then just completely step on it. So,
Dijak.
But they'll bring a
Dijakovic.
guy like Kip Stevens to Raw, and Kip Stevens. Some people are.
some people get to fight.
And then like okay, Cameron Grimes. That's not too
If you're
terrible.
fortunate enough to be born with an actual name that sounds good as a wrestler or TV personality, maybe sometimes you get to keep it.
See, they're worried about guys like that they're going to Google and find their stuff they did before.
Lars Sullivan.
And can't let nobody watch. Well, yeah, Lars Sullivan's a perfect example.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were informed of
Are you privy to that information?
crazy.
Lars Sullivan apparently a few years ago needed money pretty bad because of duplicate stuff.
$20 is $20.
Yeah. Like a teacher I saw on the boardwalk
John,
in Atlantic City said,
John,
I'm not gay, but
John,
$20 is
John,
$20.
what's your opinion on that?
I'm glad I haven't watched the WWE trash in a full year. That's what's exactly my opinion of it.
Well, actually, I do have a question for this game. Was he pitching or catching? Possibly both?
Pitching, yes.
Yeah, I've just seen headlines. I didn't really.
I'm not sure.
He said headlines.
Yeah. And my next example was Damian Priest, which I like Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, what's wrong with being the punishment or whatever, some form of that? Why did
But Shotzi Blackheart,
You have to be given
who
some
debuted,
generic random sounding.
not last, because last week, this week was a recap episode. It was
What about D3? From Danielle to Decadia to something like something completely generic.
Oh, they did. They did.
What they do? I forget what they did. It's
Are
just
they even calling her the ballsy badass?
like Alton.
No,
something.
but it didn't seem.
Rick Alton. Here he
and
is with
that's something I
Italian
could
flags and tattoos.
Talk
and
about
shit.
is it didn't seem like she had to switch anything up about her character, her gimmick, her name. Everything stayed the same. Shotzi Blackheart. She debuted against Bianca Belair.
Impact
last
Wrestling, you
week.
totally screwed up with her. You had your chance and you totally dropped the ball.
And once they
In case they're listening, Impact. John is mad at you.
you hear
Once
that,
they seen her on
Cyrus?
that Evolve, it was go time. Regal won after the next week and offered her a freaking NXT contract.
With all the crap with Kelly Klein came out, I didn't know that Shotzi and she was the other one that was in Impact, Killer
Oh
Cross's
my
girlfriend.
god.
Scarlett Bordeaux. I didn't know they walked out on Ring of Honor. I never knew that.
Oh wow.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming down the line.
Yes.
I really do. Ring of Honor, I don't know if they're going to survive.
Yeah, I don't Ring of Honor. Then the Japan is now.
Well, the one you can see a silver line though. Between AEW, NWA, and Impact. I mean, there's certainly no lack of options for people to go in.
And see, that's what's hurt Ring of Honor.
That's-
They
and
didn't keep up with all the competition. Everybody wanted an alternative. And 2
Yeah, you got
years
more.
ago, the only alternative you could watch Impact, which was WWE Light at the time. Hogan was there, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you
And
could
now
watch Ring of Honor,
WWE's
which was
Impact Light,
completely
really.
different. Yeah.
I mean, that brings us what we kind of naturally segued into my next point, which is NXT making the switch to cable from being on the network solely to now going on cable. And basically, that with everything, you got Ring
More
of Honor
options are good. It will shake itself out.
Yeah.
The
I
strong
think
survive.
Ring of Honor will survive in some form or another. I think.
The
It's hard.
major companies seem to have their own streaming,
Look at the crowd for Final Battle. The arena was half empty. Pay-per-views in the year.
and they gave the pay-per-view away for
Get it
free on
back.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube
Yeah,
right now.
like a week later. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Is all leading trouble already? If they can't top NXT in their TV ratings, supposedly.
I don't think so. It's too
No,
early
no one
to
knows.
tell.
No, I don't. She'll be
And
talking all
I
night
think we've seen developments this week that indicate that they're going to start working with New Japan. Yeah. New Japan's off access, and from everything that we're seeing, and Meltzer even said it, they could have stayed on access, but they refused to work with Impact.
Snickerdoodle.
Why? Because they've got a new partner already. There you go.
Okay. I was wondering what happened.
Because tonight, tomorrow morning, whatever you want to say, in Tokyo at the Dome Show, Jericho is wrestling Tanahashi. And Jericho said, yes, if Tanahashi wins, and New Japan has acknowledged that.
Well, I agree with what Zimmer said. If they want to be on TV at all in America, I think New Japan should talk to WGN. I agree with that.
Cream.
Yeah. We know WGN's been interested in wrestling. They talked to Corgan about the NWA report.
I mean, if things work the way that, the universe makes things work, you would have AEW would kind of give them cadence in America as that channel.
Like
And it
WCW.
would bring that, New Japan's legacy already greatly established over.
There's certainly
That would
certainly
be
an
their
audience
American
for it. It's a matter of who's
Yeah.
going to get the broadcast.
That would be their
But yeah,
American step. You know,
that's one of the main
that
reasons WWE
hesitant-
took off so hard in the mid-90s. They brought in this new exciting stuff from Japan, bringing these guys that people hadn't seen before. Like, what kind of style is this? Like, minds are blown all over the place.
Which sounds like be the case when Moxley went in Japan.
Yeah, he's on the Dome show too.
Which this is
No,
another
no,
point,
not
like,
people
I
say, oh,
wrote
now
down,
see what
where
you
will
did
we
to me?
see talent come from outside of like Evolve or AEW? Where will we start? Will we see WWE start keep using Impact as a, you know, as a pool to draw from? Like, where are we going to see
That's a
these
good
guys?
question. That is a really good question.
It's beyond wrestling, the training center anymore for all these wrestling. That seems like what you see.
And GCW as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that that recently got signed and that are on AEW that they were GCW guys. John Silver, Darby Allin, yeah,
That's all
Blade
JR.
and Butcher.
That's all JR too.
Yeah.
He's a talent scout. You know, he's a guy. He's doing that, and that's what he did. That's for WWE for years. And look at the people they brought in, and now he's doing it for somebody else.
Seeing Swagger's there now. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in the inner circle.
and I
How are you
think
supposed to suck out the straw?
we're gonna see Ryback soon too.
I would be surprised. I
And
would
I
be.
said that a while back. Yeah, I think he'd be a perfect fit because you got a guy like Swagger.
You already went.
You know, things that us guys have seen over the past couple of years, you know, guys flounder in WWE, and then when we see them on the independent circuit or see them live, like, you know, they weren't half terrible. They weren't as
Well,
terrible as that they were on NXT anyway.
There's how good you look. There's how good you actually are, and then there's how well you get booked.
Yeah.
If you're booked to go out there and flop around like a fish for 30 seconds and get pinned, you're gonna look like crap.
I think what Steve is referring to there, though, is being allowed to do your moveset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting your stuff in.
When we
Yeah,
see
exactly.
Ryback wrestle in PPW, you know,
He
opened the book up.
and the match structure is pretty much a WWE match.
But it was long enough for him to get his stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't told just go out there and be a meathead.
Yeah, but that match with Orlando, I'm sitting there thinking, I've never seen him look that good on freaking WWE
Exactly.
television. Yeah, it's like,
Right, and then his matches with Jack Swagger. Which, you know, we still haven't seen the
Oh, we have.
He thought
culmination.
he thought you were talking about Ryback.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
both.
Are we? I don't think we're going to get Orlando Swagger Part 3. Although it'd be nice to, and I wouldn't mind being there for
I
it.
don't know.
I don't know if Swagger's contract's exclusive or not.
Yeah.
AEW is weird about that. Some guys are exclusive, some guys aren't.
And I'm quite sure
The
PPW
Butcher
is
and the
really
Blade
no
are gonna
place
be
to
at,
enforce anything. So.
The Butcher and the Blade are going to be at ICW. So
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
some do have exclusive contracts to where they have to, you know, Joey Janela, but then again, we've got his GCW stuff.
Yeah.
Because indie
Do you
wrestling.
really think that somebody like Cody or the Bucks is going to say, no, don't take that date? They're just not going to want you out there like every weekend to lose their product.
That's because you gotta fight like that.
But I'm sure they're like,
Kind of
yeah,
like we
you know.
have seen between, you
What, you got a
know,
hole in it?
Altoona and the
You got a hole in your
different
straw?
promotions that popped up there, and some people want to work someplace, but not others because they don't want to,
Oh my lord.
I don't know, like water themselves out, you know?
Right.
They don't want to
Right.
be
You
seen
can't
everywhere.
have the same people on every
Go
show.
get you a straw.
You cannot do it. You have to bring in new
You have to
talent.
you bring in new people. You got to change it up. Exactly.
now you mentioned earlier about this being the year that MLW has to step it up.
Yeah, absolutely, because they got to compete with NWA. at
There's
least.
no shortage of
At
talent.
the very least, their direct competition, in my opinion, is NWA Power.
I take it that AAA might be done with Impact when I bought the first pay-per-view for MLW in November, and then
Oh, come on.
MLW announced a partnership with AAA Mexico.
Nope.
You know, that's a weird situation. Because the reason for a long time that New Japan would work with Impact was because they worked with AAA. Because there's a long running from like the 80s feud between AAA and New Japan. Wow.
Well, I wonder if that's you'd see that because they doesn't AEW work with AEW.
It's coming.
But
What
that's
up,
the
Jolly?
problem. You can't do it because there's so many of these inner feuds, you know, between promotions. Oh, I won't work with that promotion because they did us bad in 1973. Get over it.
No,
This is like
you see it been out now between NWA and
Go
Impact
on
at
and
times
on
too.
and on.
Codan's still involved with MLW, right?
Cody.
Codan.
Oh, yeah, I do believe.
Yeah, I
So-
think he's still putting with Selena and De La Renta.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if he works there, you know he's working behind the stage too. And I know Sammy Callahan. They both have connections to AAA.
No, I don't know about Sammy. I don't know.
Oh, I
if
know
he's
Sammy. Is.
Done.
Yeah,
Oh, he's still
Sammy's
working
big with MLW. He's like the head booker.
See, I haven't seen them since probably about the last summer.
You gotta get coats on.
I haven't watched MLW. Oh my God.
They go on my shirt.
A match here or there on YouTube, but to watch the whole show, I just look at it. When did it even come out anymore? Friday?
Saturdays on, I think they're on Access
You
TV
gonna just
too.
wear that gray one?
No.
I watched it Tuesday night.
Get 'em on.
Like,
No, get something on.
Yeah, it comes out earlier because the Ring of Honor comes out on Monday. and
Unzip
comes out
it
on
so you can
Tuesday.
get your head in there. Your big head in there.
Yeah,
in fact,
I-
Myron Reed is the middleweight champion down there now.
Yeah.
Since Teddy Hart, bye-bye. Exactly what I think.
Well, he's been middleweight champion for a little while too, and then they got rid of Teddy. Teddy's been floundering around there for a little bit.
He had a hell of
And he's dating your favorite female wrestler,
Not mine.
Maria Manic.
No, she's one of your fantasies. That's all there is to that.
If we're going to talk about female wrestlers, I want to make sure we get this in. This is one of the things that we've talked about in the last week. Impact Wrestling. Well, so much, not even that. Wrestling in general over the last year has seen this abundance of intergender wrestling. You know, it used to be someone like Bonagato would take on a skinny little guy like the 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah.
Now we're actually seeing smaller women wrestling bigger
Wrestling
men
much bigger men.
and winning.
Yeah.
And it started out places like Mention Beyond, GCW. You know, we've seen me and Steven seen in January of last year, I think it was. You know, Maria Manning doing death matches at H2O.
Because wrestling has kind of given up on trying to look credible.
Exactly. But now in the last couple months, we've seen this build of Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan for the Impact Championship. What's everybody's opinion on that? I really want to hear John's because John really likes women's wrestling.
Well, I think I might be wrong, but I think you've seen the match. I'm pretty sure you've seen it too. I think the start of the build for Tessa Blanchard, really in that intergender style, was the fact she requested at Pancakes and Pile Drivers that intergender match with Ricky Shane Page.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna comment on with women in wrestling, then we get more and more into Tessa. But I got, you know, as far as what's going to happen, I mean, she is. If any woman can pull this off, it is
Yeah,
her. As
I
far
pay
as
that
working
much.
with bigger guys and stuff, because you know she might be 140 pounds, but you know she can definitely. She don't wrestle like 140 pounds.
Well, I mean, she's already beaten
Some
Brian
women,
Cage.
some women can pull it off.
I mean, you compare a guy to Brian Cage to Sami Callihan in stature, at least.
Yeah.
It really depends on how it's booked.
But see, I don't have a problem with intergender wrestling if it's booked right.
If it's booked
Jeremy
right.
said. But now we got the title. You know,
Yeah,
that's
we
supposed to
got
be a
the man-
prestigious thing. Yes. And
they're
that's
like-
where my
You got
problem
the
is.
men's
I don't.
heavyweight.
At the end of the day, I do not want to see Tessa Blanchard holding up a man's woman title. Does that make me sexist or whatever? Maybe it does. Maybe I'm
It means
wrong.
you want wrestling to look like an actual
Exactly.
thing, not a
Let's-
video game.
It's supposed to be fun.
That's the thing. It's like it's become a video game.
In
You
a
can
lot
play
of
Street
ways.
Fighter 2.
Yeah.
You can select Chun-Li. You can beat the crap out of 11 other guys. Fine, it's a video game. But this is this is supposed to be something that is supposed to look like an actual sport.
Yeah.
This is real. It's supposed to look like we know it is. Everyone, smart mark. We know this isn't real, but at the same time, we want it to look real and we want it to look credible. We don't want it to, snap the suspenders of disbelief.
Right.
Watching.
You can only suspend your disbelief so much, and I have a hard time believing that she could beat him.
This
for
is
the
this is
title.
something that's actually bothered me for a while now. I mean, this is kind of coming out here because I remember It's like I was watching a Chigara DVD. This, you know,
Yeah, they were one of the first. to
They were
really
one of the
do
first
it,
to really do this
yes.
intergender stuff, and you know, it was the Cybernetico, the 8-on-8 match at the end of the year they do, and at one point it's like, here's Daisy Hayes, 95-pound soaking wet, and she's got Eddie Kingston on the ground working him over. And I'm like, Eddie, why do you? It's like, so why doesn't he just pick this girl up and fling her into the third row?
Right. Right.
It's like, why am I? You know, why are we watching this? I mean,
It's like-
Sarah Del Rey was on the team, and she looks like a grown woman that could probably beat the shit out of any one of us. But
And again, to go back to your booked right point, it's like we went to Legacy. I don't think you were there. I know
No.
he was, and they had a 6-man, 8-man scramble match, whatever. And some of the participants didn't show up, and they ended up sticking. Was it Britt Baker or Brittany Blake or Brittany Blair? I think it was Britt Baker. I swear it was, but they ended up sticking her in the match. And Deppin was in there, Caleb Conley was in there.
Yeah, that's the one you all went to before.
Oh, was that without you? Oh, that was just me and Tyler.
Time, yeah.
Okay, well
But
anyway,
yeah, I've heard this story.
I mean, they did spots where she was on top, like they would be in their fight and she'd come off the top rope and knock them down. That's believable. But she went and punched Caleb Conley in the face, and he just laughed about it and went to punch her. And of course, then Deppin grabbed his fist and said, "Don't punch a woman." You know, it was a funny. It was believable.
yes,
You know, it didn't. To me, it didn't degrade the women at all. Not at all.
Does it bother you, even if it was just a crappy no-name indie show, that Sammy Callahan put Sue Young over by only getting pinned by a stinking sunset flip?
Let's see, was that a fluke pin though? Because that's a different story. You know, Sammy was distracted, turned around, sunset flip. One,
that
two,
kind of
three.
stuff happens all the time.
Did she kiss him? Because I hate that spot. Oh, don't get me started
I
on the kiss and
can't
leads to a
remember.
pin.
It's on YouTube.
You know, how many times you see it? Like the valet will kiss the guy and the other guy will roll him up.
Then the other, yeah.
It's a kiss. We all got one by the time we were like 20. You know,
Most
I mean,
of
I
us.
think well, hopefully.
I guess my opinion on that is I got a fence ride. Because while at the same time I can see where, you know, they've built her up over the past couple of years, and I'd say that if anybody were to do it, it'd probably be Tessa. At the same time, I really think, well, I guess I can't really say this because I haven't really kept up with Impact over the years, but why not build that Knockouts division? You know, a lot of people look at that Knockouts division the same way that they did the
Every other
WWE
sport.
Divas,
It was.
the Divas division,
It was.
but the way that was before it became the women's, you know, revolution.
But to me, the knockout division, which I hate the name, but whatever you want to call it, has been great up till just recently. Now, Tessa's there.
Taya.
Yeah, Taya Valkyrie
Jordy.
and Jordan
Jordan
Grace, the
Grace,
redhead.
Unfortunately,
Kara.
Tino Dashwood.
Oh, really? See,
Unfortunately,
Kara Hogan
I've never liked her.
and the zombie.
this being
Sue Young.
yeah.
Sue Young,
I really like the stuff.
Well, they screwed that up.
Right. But it was like 2 years ago, I think the Knockouts division was on complete fire. It was great.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
was the best thing on the show. You know, the bunny and the demon, and oh, it was just so good.
Yeah.
And to me, right now, it's cold. So maybe this is desperation on their part. I don't know.
I mean, maybe people are tired of seeing. I mean, like I said, I don't know their complete history, but are people tired of seeing Tessa's knockout champion? She's one of the people that's held the championship so many times that at this point, you just
Yeah,
she's
and-
got to go.
and
for
what
the
do you do
men's.
with it?
Build someone
What do you
else
do
up.
with it? 'Cause who do you give it to? Who do they have?
Right. I mean, I'm not too versed on this
See,
Taya
Jordy,
Valkyrie.
the only one.
Yeah, you got Taya, who's now the longest reigning champion of any promotion, supposedly.
Any promotion.
Any
Yeah.
promotion.
Yeah, she's longer running than Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, okay.
Fabulous Moolah.
I met
Yeah.
that man, Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, you did beat it.
I remember you were pissed when Taya beat Tessa because you said they need to give Tessa a chance to see what she can really
Right.
do.
Yeah, it was too
And now
fast.
looking back on, I'm wondering, was this a part of the whole grander scheme?
To segue her out of the knockout division and
Well.
into the.
You know, Cyrus is the booker. Don Callis. And
Okay.
he is a long-term booker. I mean, he comes from that, you know, the
Because
ECW
of that
school.
mentality.
You know, yeah, that.
Have a long-term storyline to put people in for a long-term story. It's not that.
This is to get away from
Wow.
that. But I just read recently where Vince is so happy about this whole Lana Lashley storyline he's got going on. He's now put writers on to write this to last till WrestleMania because he wants a long-term story. And I was like, wait a minute.
WrestleMania. That's
Didn't we? Yeah, that's like 3 months off.
It's
Didn't
not
we used
long.
to write WrestleMania a year in advance?
And something to bring up about that situation, us smart marks, we look at that like, oh God, no, Lana, Rusev, and
Yeah, that's exactly what I
but
said.
I had seen something online, and
Is this
it
going
made
to
a
lead
lot
up
of
to a
sense to
match?
where that's getting a lot of YouTube stuff like that's.
Yeah, but it also got a lot of people to turn the channel off.
Yeah, true.
you know?
That's doing better than anything that they're putting on YouTube at the moment.
But that's Shock TV. That's Russo bullshit. And I know people that we know love that Russo stuff. But the general
I don't
public doesn't.
And
The
your
general
general
public wants to watch
probably
wrestling.
doesn't like it,
Yeah.
but it's getting.
You don't need to watch stupid swerves every week.
It's getting the average TV watcher to say, oh, WWE, wow, look at this. I
The
mean,
casual
it's kind of
fan.
not for
The
us,
casual
but at the
fan
same
looks
time-
on, sees Bobby Lashley, has a strong desire to go play Battletoads or something.
I mean, can you imagine being someone who used to watch WWE during the Attitude Era?
I can see Bobby
Which is-
Lashley as being the kind of guy that calls up doing stuff. If you guys have Battletoads, Bobby, quit calling here.
You know,
man.
people are comparing this angle to the Attitude Era. But can you imagine being like a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Rock fan? You're switching around and during commercial, and you're like, oh, hey, look, Raw's on. I think I'll check
Oh, look,
it out.
it's
And the next thing you see is Lana, Bobby Lashley, and what's her name?
What's her face?
Oh, yeah, like Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv Morgan making out in the middle of the ring. You're like, that's not what I want.
This isn't what
To be fair, I mean, as a young lad, I turned into an unconscious Stephanie McMahon being married on live television by Triple H.
Yeah, but that had a long build, like a year.
Yeah, you're right.
And it led
you're
to
right.
something
And
so
it's-
shocking.
And it led to something so much worse.
Do you think,
Yeah.
with everything being, online, that's why it's the builds are so short? And then look at the pay-per-views. I mean, there's
Because Vince
freaking.
McMahon thinks his audience has the attention span of fruit flies.
Well, that's what they put it out. I mean, and then there's a pay-per-view every month, 2, 3 pay-per-views. I can't keep
See,
up, man.
I can't blame the internet. I do blame the pay-per-views. Way too many pay-per-views.
Is that why?
Way
I mean,
too
when-
much.
when you have-
Way too much TV. Way too much pay-per-views. Raw should be 2 hours. SmackDown maybe should even shorten SmackDown to an hour. NXT an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up to where there was still a whole hell of a lot of pay-per-views, but I hear from back in the day, you only had WrestleMania, Survivor Series.
And now we're just bitching about stuff that people have bitched about for years.
Yeah.
I mean, the too many pay-per-views have been going on for 15
Oh
years.
yeah, it has been. And now
you
it's
got all
only-
these options. They all want to have
exacerbated
pay-per-views
with the
too.
internet. I mean, 'cause you got-
I don't
Yeah,
have a
that's-
lot of money. I don't know about
when
you
the
guys.
NWA announced they were doing a pay-per-view, I went, why? Why? And
Yeah.
did anybody ever see buy rates for it? I never did. I watched it, but I didn't buy it. Because why would you?
Everybody's got their own streaming network, and geez, by the time if I paid for everything I wanted to watch,
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
I'd have a freaking cable bill.
I could
of
afford to be here
600
tonight.
Yeah.
I barely can as it is, but
I want to watch The Mandalorian. I want to watch Titans. I want to watch all my wrestling. And then at that, I'd be staring at the screen 24/7. I'd never leave the damn
I know
room.
that's what you did anyway.
you'd have to have like 2 with you, one in each hand.
Yeah. To keep
And
up
then
with it all.
Or you got to hold your
Oversaturated.
beverages in.
Yeah.
And,
You gotta get that beer.
meanwhile, we traipse around all over the state. Well, not me at this point, but it's been a while. We traipse around all over the state following the indie shows because, quite frankly, that's more fun to watch
It
live.
is.
Yeah,
It
now
is.
people
That's a good point to tell everybody. Go to live shows.
now
Support your
people are
local
finally
indie
seeing
fan. If
what
you don't
we're
know what it
seeing
is,
with all the
look us
television.
up. We'll tell you. True Wrestling. That's the one. That's ours right there. That's if anyone promotion is ours.
I definitely
We
miss
love those
Drew.
guys.
I do miss Drew, but I have a shocking
January
little,
31st at the
Yes, you did. I noticed that on your
What'd you
little
do now?
PSA last night. You said you had an opinion about Eclipse that might surprise everybody.
Yeah,
So,
well, I'll get to that.
which
but
one do you wanna
I
go
still
with?
have a couple more NXT talking points. I'm I'm sorry,
We
but
have
yeah,
more-
the main one was Rick Recon was on.
Wake up, John. Wake up.
Rick Recon was on NXT the week
What?
before. Yeah.
What?
He was a security guard, but he was on NXT the week before.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I had
absolutely.
no. How did you?
I never seen
How
I
did
anything.
you
covered
let
this
us
on
all
the
know
dive,
that?
but that's why I put it on my year-end talking point.
Are you sure?
He was a security. Yeah, absolutely. Rick Recon was a
Wow.
security guard on NXT the week before War Games, which was their takeover of the year.
I guess Jimmy Conway
He was on the
all
go.
others.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Conway was
Jimmy
on Raw
Conway's
and
been on
SmackDown.
Raw. Jimmy Conway's been one of King Corbin's men.
Yeah,
over the
him
past
and,
couple weeks.
TJ
TJ
Mathis, and there's another one.
Mambo Italiano.
Yes.
But yeah,
Who we will see tomorrow.
Yeah. Rick Recon was the one of the security members on the
I
Go
can't
Home
believe you
show.
didn't make a
on
big deal out of that.
Usually they do.
Well, he
Any
had it
publicity
online,
is
but
good
he
for
didn't really make too big a stink.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe he thinks if
In
he
the
didn't have a
Punishment
match, it doesn't
Martinez-
count.
In the Punishment Martinez angle.
See, I have seen that. I've seen some people say, "Oh, people going on there being an extra at WWE and they're acting like they're having a match."
And that
So maybe
really
that
seems
is-
like
maybe
everybody-
That sounds like
I see a
that
lot
sounds
of
like a
people-
valid mentality. It's like you got to be an extra on a TV show. It's like, no, I want to go out there and wrestle before I
see a
start
lot of
about my
people take
WWE
Rick Recon
debut.
shine from him. Like, a lot of people,
Yeah.
well,
No,
he gets a new outfit.
even if
Oh,
it's
good,
even
look,
if it's in a
like someone
dark
I used to have.
you know.
You know,
Hey, I don't care. As long as you're showed on TV, you get that $300 check. That's,
absolutely.
you get a check that says World Wrestling Entertainment on it.
Well, I already
Take a
covered,
picture of the check and put it on
the
Facebook before you
Shotzi
go cash
Blackheart
that
one.
thing.
But the next note is Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green are still on their roster. They've still yet to officially debut like Shotzi has, but they're still there. They did debut on Raw.
I've seen Deanna. I like her.
Deonna debuted and Chelsea.
Chelsea Green, that was,
Lord Ron Lewis.
yeah.
Yeah, that the crazy runaway broad I always call
Yeah, I
her.
liked her.
Crazy runaway broad.
Like I said,
We're not PC, folks.
Not at all.
Not in the
NXT
least.
outbreak of the year was
There's no one to tell us different.
Dakota Kai. I say my outbreak of NXT was Bronson Reed. Big Australian fella.
Big
And
Australian
one of my biggest things for watching NXT is their commentary. You got Mauro Ronaldo,
Yeah.
Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix has surprised me. When she first started, because that was when I was watching every week, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Here we go. It's another Renee Young.
Phoenix could
She
be what
really
Renee,
came on. She
Renee could
really,
be what Phoenix is.
You work with these people behind the stage, or they just get more comfortable with the mic.
Yep. That's what it was.
I mean, we could
I
probably
really
look up
do.
our first few
Oh
smart
yeah,
work
yeah. You
alleys
should
and-
watch the first one. You, me, and Tyler and Joe's place.
Oh boy,
Yeah, we're just like, yeah, hi.
we don't know what we're doing,
We're just
but
here.
we're gonna sell. I think we repeated who booked this crap roughly 3 or 4 times to see. It's like, how does this sound the best? How about we just say it like this?
Yes. So let's see. Todd, you have something? I see.
Back to your, I can tell you're pushing for Sam. I can tell.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But if you shut the fan bullshit off, I don't think it'd be fair to go from Sammy to Tessa because you're talking under 3 months. You're not giving him a chance, even though he don't need that title to get over. That title,
No.
and that title, I don't care. That title is not going to get him over any better.
No, he's elevated that time.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to happen. I mean, Tessa's going to be the champion,
do
but
too.
I
I
rather,
do too,
personally,
unfortunately.
I'm expecting a stupid ending, her to get screwed, and whatever their stupid pay-per-view is around WrestleMania season. I figure maybe
Bound
she
for
get
Glory.
around there.
Is that Bound for Glory?
Well, Bound for Glory's in December. Slammiversary.
Is that Slammiversary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
You
I
know
mean,
that better than me.
because This one is hard to kill.
Yeah,
it's,
this one's
it's
hard
not. You know, I don't know Impact. It's not.
Yeah, I
or
can't track.
Mania or whatever. So I don't. And they might be saving it for a really important. I mean, because think about it. They got to do something to come out above everybody else.
I just hope they don't do something like have Madman Fulton turn on Sammy and go with her or something like that. If they're going to
They've been
have
going
her
at it
win,
pretty heavy.
they ought to have her win. in a clean match.
They have been going at it. Madman Fulton and Sammy.
I know, and that's
not
what
Sammy,
I
Tessa.
see.
But it was nice to see that Rich Swann finally did a job for Sammy after Sammy's done so many jobs for him. I mean, more than I can remember. But yeah, because you're talking about, okay, I beat Brian Cage and Hazelton. I go home and beat Rich Swann. Now I get to go to freaking Dallas and lose to Tessa. Come on.
And I will admit that hardcore match they had, it was
Patriots
on
lost to the
Twitch.
Dolphins last week.
I believe it was on a Twitch special. It was good. Sammy and Tess. They had a hardcore match. It was good.
But did you see the? I hate being to say promo, but they were kind of like in a. I suppose you're supposed to be meeting with media, and he says to her, "I'm gonna crack your fucking skull," and I was like, "Oh."
And see, that's the Sammy effect. Yeah. And he's like that in real life too. Let me tell you.
And we hear some training stories about the those Ohio boys.
Oh yeah.
They do things really differently up there, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. When they go to Ohio and OVE is over, the announcers always make it like it's a cult out here in Ohio, and it really is. It really is. It's a completely different world.
How about that Ohio State?
Well, this is fortunately not in Columbus. So Dayton and Columbus are two different places.
So they probably don't even like Ohio State either.
Probably not.
They might.
Does Sammy have that old school way of thinking, like Piper and Roberts? I don't need a title belt to get over. Or...
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't see him being a belt mark.
No. I wouldn't imagine.
And like you had mentioned about him putting over Swan, he's put over just about anybody and everybody. Like I don't think he cares about wins and losses.
Oh my boy, him and Depp, my God, them two had a hell of a match in Game Changer down Tennessee.
Oh really?
Oh my God, it was
And
great.
that's something to mention
It's
is now
definite.
that Smart Mark is merged with IWTV. Is now the Game Changer shows are going to be on IWTV, and a lot of them are already on there, which for a guy like me, I don't have the time or the money to keep up with all GCW shows. It seems like they run about 2 shows. If I'm not mistaken, they seem to run about 2 shows a month.
A hell lot more than that. The 2 shows a month you're talking about are only what get aired.
Yeah.
Of course, they got. It sounds like beginning of February. They got Japan lined up pretty good again.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we'll look at WrestleMania weekend. They run like 5-6 shows that weekend.
But yeah, to wrap everything up here, I got some my scope of wrestling awards to give out. I don't know if anybody else had
The
you
Orangutan
go ahead.
Boy Awards.
You give the Orangutan Award, and then we can all pipe in our thoughts
Okay.
and choices.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So for Tag Team of the Year, I think this is obvious.
Is this just local, or
This is basically my scope. So
Okay.
you know,
All right.
the shows we attend,
Okay? Well, then I already know.
deathmatch shows.
I know who you're gonna say.
It's obvious.
Yeah,
Born to
Born to
Wrestle.
Wrestle.
Born to Wrestle is the Tag Team of the
they
Year.
are the #1 tag team in rope to rope.
Yep.
Wait. They are your reigning, defending Eclipse Tag Team Champions, Tri-State Tag Team Champions, New York Wrestling Federation Tag Team
Soon to be
Champions,
PCWA champions.
Ultimate Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They are your #1 contenders for the Northern Tier Tag Team titles, the PCWA Tag Team titles, and the Empire State Tag Team titles, and the Tri-State Pie Eating Champions. Born to Wrestle!
Those guys need to burn a wheelbarrow like the Midnight Express
Yes.
used to.
You're talking about dripping in gold. I mean, obvious. Tag of the Year.
That's definite.
Have you
So-
seen NWA Power on YouTube?
Not like probably.
I really don't know Chai Chester all that well. I'd say we've met and dealt with Johnny Cadillac a few times, so I say it's good to see him getting his just due. Like I said, I don't know Chai Chester all that well. I've seen him a couple of
I
times.
remember Johnny Cadillac when he wasn't Johnny Cadillac.
Yeah, with the big old
Yeah.
beard.
He was Johnny Cadillac with the giant beard.
When his mama made him
Well,
that
he
jacket.
was, yeah. But this is before. This is when he was a
Oh yeah. So is everybody in agreement with Tag Team of the Year, John?
John's like, who's
Who
going to
the
wrestle?
hell
I've
are-
never seen
who
him.
are these guys?
Yes.
They're
So
not
who's your-
women. I'm not
Who
interested.
would be your tag team of the year then?
I've been out.
Oh, see, for me, I'd have to go with LAX. Or even the Lucha Brothers. One of them.
No.
I kind of like this. Basically, was kind of no TV related. Like if they were on TV for the whole year, like I might have said, Tessa Blanchard for my female, but she was on Impact all year. I kind of went aside from.
Right. So basically,
She's my
it's a
wrestler
local.
of the year.
Oh, okay.
Because she's done. I mean, she's already lost
I didn't go the
the
NXT
AAA
route
Women's
of
title.
men wrestler. I have male wrestler of the year mine was G Raver. So because before he got hurt, he won the Nick Gage Invitational. Let me tell you, and that was a pretty good one to win. Before he won, he was on quite a tear.
That's a tough one for me. I mean, earlier in the year would have been easy. It would have been Mr. Grimm, outright. But I haven't seen him since like April.
Or even Kenny Andrews. Ken Dixon, excuse me.
Yeah. Boy, that's a tough one.
John, do you have a name off the top of your head for a male? Yeah.
Going based on what I remember seeing throughout the year, I'm boiling it either down to Tony Deppen or Ace Austin.
I do have a top 5 for each, but yeah.
That's
Going
good.
about who I've seen most,
Gotta see it.
going on who I've seen live most recently, I think I'm going to go with Deppen.
Who just made the dive in the deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I seen a certain spot he did. Where,
Yeah,
it's
let's
like
talk about
don't
that.
get me wrong, kind of funny, and I think that's the most words I've ever heard Tony Deppen string together at one time.
Unless he's bitching about my signs.
See, he doesn't bitch about my signs. He just takes them and throws them throughout the crowd.
Yeah, he throws yours, he rips mine up and spits on them.
Well, mine are made from this actual cardboard stuff. I don't know if he wants to take the time and effort would take to actually rip them, or maybe he
He's
likes them. It's
strong.
like he figures, yeah, he'll get them back. And I do. I said I've gotten them back every time.
He
You
doesn't
do
want
yours
me
are
to
like
get mine
poster paper, so it's just it's not throwable. These are throwable.
I'll never forget the first time I made a sign from Cash Masters, and he come out, spit on it.
I still remember the pickle Deppen one. That was before I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
That's before I knew
Still
what
have
Rick. That's before I knew what Rick and Morty was. So I was like, wow, how completely random. This is hilarious. Pickle Deppen. I like it. Oh, it's from Rick and Morty. Oh, okay, it's a reference. So I had to find out what that was, but it was still funny.
How about Marty's Squirrels growing up in NWA?
Ooh,
That was a
so
shock
that's-
to me.
That was really
We were
shocking.
literally sitting at the TA in Lamar. We were on our way home from Clearfield. It was us and Joe and Aaron and Pops. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Matt.
Jim Holbert took a picture of it on his screen and shared it. And I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking AEW, NXT. I never expected to
I
move
thought
to
Skrull was
NWA.
tall.
No, not really.
He was face to face with Nick Aldis, and I was like, is Aldis really taller, or is Skrull just kind of short?
Yeah, if not 6 foot close to it. But Marty, yeah, no, Marty, maybe, I don't know, 5'8".
I mean, he's still a great competitor. I'm not gonna, you know, I
So
don't.
is
I'm
Marty-
not gonna bash people for height, other than maybe Rob Cook.
So Marty is your meal then of the year?
Probably, because my God, him and Nick had a hell of a match at the Crockett Cup. And it looks like it's on that way again, of course. I go,
Crockett Cup, I
is
heard.
Ring of
Now,
Honor
considering
really
where
good
we
for the
were when
Briscoe
Ace Austin
boys.
jumped off the basketball hoop,
Yeah.
that I'm the only one to mention it. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, was it?
Almost a year.
So we got
End of
Raver,
January.
Huh?
Deppen, Skrull.
I'm just saying Austin deserves a little
I
more
don't know
mention,
if you
guys.
see
Especially now he's carrying it up in
Yeah.
Impact.
I mean, we've seen him this entire year, almost every show we go to. You know, he's the UW champion, #1 contender for the NTW title.
That's a big match coming up.
Yes, it is.
So I move on to female wrestler, and again in my scope, my female wrestler of the year was Sahara 7. To see her reign throughout
Yeah,
at Eclipse,
yeah, I have to agree.
I don't think I got to see enough women's matches live this year to really have an opinion on that.
John?
Most of my stuff has been reality of wrestling, the shine, as far as women's wrestling goes, and
You're the expert on women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Rise.
Certainly you have a women's wrestler.
What don't work for me in the NWA is Allison Kay is a babyface. It does not work for me. And Thunder, this hate.
But if you watch that, it's like it's like the lines get so blurred. I mean, like the only clear heels I think you have are Melina Perez and Nick Aldis and whoever the hell's associated with them. But
of course, your girlfriend's there.
Who's that?
Thunder Rosa.
Oh, yeah.
I like her. Marty Bell.
Yeah, I guess Marty Bell and Boxer were there because of Allison, the way it sounds.
Well, yeah, they're setting up that.
Did you see enough women's wrestling this year?
Oh, I'd definitely go with Sarah.
Yeah.
She was dominant up until the Nia Rose angle that never got played out, and she might be the champion tomorrow.
Right, she might be.
The thing that surprised me the most, and I hate to say, I'm the first one. I have bashed Christina Hurley. It is so freaking boring, same match, where I felt like I was thinking, oh my god, she has improved so much from a freaking year ago.
Good.
And
makes me
Facade's girlfriend,
Danny Mudd.
she made a hell of a nice debut there.
That's excellent to hear, man.
Yeah. So.
I ain't holding up.
Covered undone over here.
Huh?
I've covered undone over here. My tape's covered undone.
Oh, jeez.
I have literally held together the tape.
It's Frankenstein's monster, folks.
It's healing, really.
He's held together with hot spit and duct tape. I heard about this one
sitting
lady.
like this, everything crunches up and it just
Makes me
starts to
sound like
come
a
undone.
rainbow cable.
So if we pick you up, just start squeezing, you're gonna make noise like an accordion.
It could, yeah. Maybe stuff might start popping out places we don't want to.
I mean, I don't know where we handle you for the keyboard.
I've got holes here and here and here, so.
Feud of the year.
It's too tough to die, folks.
I was gonna give it to Nick Gage versus Ricky Shane Page, but they haven't wrestled but once. But when we sat and watched that promo, when Ricky, attacked GCW and took that belt, man, that was one hell of a promo. That was one hell of a moment for us, anyway.
I was sitting wondering, are they ever going to do anything with you?
Right.
I'm not a Gage fan, never will be.
Yeah.
But,
That's a nice.
You
way
didn't
to
need
put
to
it.
tell us that, George.
well, you're not either.
No, not really.
But,
I respect
speaking
what he
of
does,
which,
but.
back in May,
Oh boy, what's this going to be?
ICW New York, your boy Callahan couldn't beat Nick Gage. And yet,
He wasn't
Because the
booked
booker
to.
told him not to.
He wasn't booked to.
I mean, you're
tomorrow,
talking Nick Gage with his 768-day run as GCW champion. And Ricky did take him over.
but yet
Took the belt and then beat his ass.
tomorrow night
The trash
Do
talk
not
wins and
kill
losses
the
in
MDK
wrestling.
club.
is Nick Gage nothing more than a warm-up bitch for Callahan because Tessa Blank was going to wrestle him tomorrow night in New Jersey, in his home state,
I don't have to
on
worry.
Independent.
I don't have to worry about the Murder Death Kill Club killing me because they're already going for you right now. They're already
Well, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you first.
Hauck. Ugh.
Don't dox them, my man. The deathmatch community is really. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be sure to tag this murder, death, kill.
Deathmatch elite.
Yeah, check at the 48-minute mark.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We haven't been together for a long time.
Yeah, it's been we're going on an hour now, so yeah, it's about time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Let's finish our
But
awards.
yeah, so my whole Eclipse thing, I went for the
Yeah,
promotion.
I want to see what
So
your
my
opinion.
promotion of the year is, what I've seen over this year, and as far as going to Eclipse over that past year and what we've seen when they started out compared to what they are now, and there's been some hiccups here and there between Manic and other different things. I give them my promotion of the year. They've improved so much over this past year. from what they started out as to what they are now, and I'm not saying that they're the best promotion out there, but for at least this year, I gotta give that, I gotta give them props to where.
Are you guys putting them on your internet? Okay.
On your
Oh yeah, they're definitely a partner of Rope to Rope.
Okay. You know, you're over 2 hours away. I'm not interested in you, but maybe I'll watch you. I mean, so
That's kind of what's standing. Yeah. It's
like the whole idea of going to Northern Tier to Sarah. No. Jeff, you don't need to keep inviting me.
Sayer's not that far.
It's
For
farther
me.
for him though.
Where do you?
I'll cut up the backwoods mill, but hell, it takes me almost an hour to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Sarah, my God, I think we're pushing 3 hours.
I don't know if you guys got a promotion of the year or whatever.
Basically, all my promotions that we've been to was ones that we're affiliated with, so I'll abstain. But I will definitely say I see your point on Eclipse improving. I mean, especially if you compare them to what Phoenix Pro was, Eclipse that ran 2 or 3 shows a year was a step above what Phoenix Pro was at the time. But since they've become, since the Dishonor storyline and the takeover with Eclipse, they really have. They brought in names like tomorrow. Half the people on that show are new.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And of course, in February, the return of Ace Austin. Trajan's on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kit Raff. Kit Raff, that'd be his first match in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He's coming back from California.
Is JT Punk still there?
No.
Okay.
I don't think we
He's
talk about
very,
him.
very hard to find. You gotta look in certain spots to see that.
I would say disappeared from request me.
It involves turning over rocks, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he still does wrestle, but just in certain places. We can talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, just to go to that point we said about Kit Raff, he's wrestling Jason Drake.
Oh, is he?
I mean, that's going to be a fantastic match. I know you didn't go to the Lancaster Rope to Rope show, but Drake impressed me phenomenally.
I was wondering who this guy was.
Yeah,
Jason
he
Drake.
was trying to think of the name of the promotion. The promotion that runs down there in the Lancaster area all the time. He was their champion. They might still be. I can't.
I mean, you know,
Nature calls.
But
Yeah, he basically wrestles with
SWO.
SWO, and that's about it.
I thought he was dumb. I thought they got rid of him.
well, anyway, to run through these before we get a 3-hour video, but my most improved this year was Joey P.
My breakout star. If I was going to name one, I would name it breakout star. I would give Joe credit. I think he finally took my advice and to toot my own horn. No, joking, but yeah, Joe definitely has put his nose to the grindstone this year. He worked in places that he never. I mean, when we first started following Joe, he wrestled here in Williamsport, occasionally like PCWA or Hazleton, for PPW.
Yeah.
Now he's every month he's somewhere. Most of the time he's with us. But yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of a personal choice, but yeah.
And then I have a match of the year. The one I seen personally was Jeff Campbell versus Raven Havoc at Subterranean Violence.
Of course you would.
Seen in general was Alex Clone versus Jim Kasai at GCW. They said it couldn't be done, so they said it couldn't be done here.
I actually have a kind of surprising, just for the Nikki Baker show, Jason Furious versus Joe O'Connor.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that was
Excellent match.
really, really good. I was glad to be able to call that one.
Yeah.
What about Zach? Are we going to start seeing him pop up
Yes.
more and more?
Yeah.
Yes, Zach Storm is back to wrestling. He wants to fill his schedule. He's found that fire again.
Good. I get to see him, and of course, a couple days later, he had that freaking major injury. What was playing soccer?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Broke his leg.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we seen him wrestle in Strasbourg 2 weeks ago. He looked good.
Yeah.
He looked,
Right.
Yep. Didn't look like he had any rig
Pretty
rest.
much everything I got. I mean, I got my top 5 each, but I don't know, like I said.
Yeah, like I said, we're getting to the
Yeah.
time where it gets too big to handle to edit it down. So
Yeah. So,
I wish Camp was out here, but I guess we could wrap it up without him. Unless, anybody else has anything else they want to talk about. Of course, I guess we could give future schedule.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said, tomorrow we're at Eclipse in Altoona, PA at the Building 2.
1,000. How would
I
I?
do, you do it. It's pretty much a jam-packed show. The Eclipse Championship, the White Rabbit will be defending the title against,
Ron Brown, right?
yeah, Reverend Ron Hunt,
Okay.
Ring of Honor guy.
Yeah.
There's a tag team match, or as we said, our favorite tag team, Born to Wrestle, will be taking on Dishonor's Joey T and the staff.
And
What's not the process? Black Magic?
it's definitely a team.
Yeah, it's definitely a team.
Two individuals.
Does Lestat have very long hair?
It's like down to his shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder if he's the one that makes me think of Trajan.
Kinda.
Okay.
When he doesn't have his makeup on, kinda. Body wise, face wise,
Yeah.
Kinda. What else? Like we said, Jason Drake takes on Kit Raff and Kit's return. Trajan's going to be there. I'm trying to think. I'm horrible. I should write all this stuff down.
It's the Kleins.
Oh, that's
Chris
right.
Tyler
Yeah, that's
Klein.
right. The Divine Kleins. That's right.
Good name.
So then, like I said, we have 2 weeks after that. That's all.
That
I
hell of a
believe.
women's match, though. Sahara. Who else?
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention it because I couldn't remember everybody.
Oh my
We're
God.
very organized.
Alora Shea. Crazy Shea. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I ought to look this up quick.
Yeah, maybe we ought to.
Be a good idea. It's on Facebook. Get on Facebook.
Yeah, just get on Facebook and look it up. Do the work for us, folks.
Eclipse Wrestling.
Enjoy the music. Keep talking, guys.
But yeah, it's going to be a hell of a women's
Here
match.
it is. Oh, it's our Adina Steele
Adina Steele.
and Lizzie McKenna
Okay.
and this woman in the middle that I can't read her name. Navarro? Casey Navarro?
Okay.
Nirvana.
I don't know.
Nirvana?
Do you know her?
No.
She kind of reminds me of Kara Hogan. Except
Oh,
blue, not
that
red.
Navarro. Biggs had booked her. Had her supposed to Casey Navarro. No.
Definitely not Casey Navarro, but we get
I
you.
forget but yeah, he had her supposedly coming up to Apex.
Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, Jordan Evans versus
I think he was still
Man
her for
Child.
legit.
I think Adina's supposed
Oh
to be.
yeah.
Yep.
I think she's supposed to
And-
be teaming some way against Mike and Alex.
Yeah, it's Mike and Allie versus Adina and Chris Banks. At Don't Cross the
Okay.
Balls.
Okay.
Chris Banks is really, really good.
He's a
He
mainstay
should-
at the PPW now.
He should be there tomorrow. If Adina's there, Chris should be there. They are at IW now.
Is it him or was that Mr. Payne that you said chops at the center?
Mr. Pig.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah. So and then like I said, we have I believe the 2 weeks after that are off. I'm sure
The 11th
PPW.
and the 18th.
Yeah,
Or,
PPW runs in there. They have a big show coming up. You can check that out on
25th.
Facebook.
Possibly, possibly you might be seeing Facade challenge Clutch Adams.
So there,
Facade is the #1 contender.
the 25th, you basically have no excuse not to go to a show. If you're near the Scranton area, you can go to Hazleton, watch that.
Is that the one on
Stroudsburg
25th, you
has
said?
the next NSW
25th.
show.
And they have Billy Gunn coming in.
the
He's an
Bronx.
ass man.
Yeah, Billy Gunn and
He is a-
Brooklyn Brawler.
I've heard the song. He loves to pick them. He
Yeah.
wants to stick them.
And then, of course, don't forget the 25th
I think
as well.
PPW may be
Asylum
moving
Pro
away
Wrestling.
from
Our
always
debut
having a
there,
name.
our official debut at Asylum Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling, is we will be doing a pre-show, doing some interviews, probably a post-show podcast. as
I'm
we-
hoping to next year be given the same props.
This year.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, this year.
Oh my God. I
Oh, I
hope
get
sneaks
what
up
you're
on you.
saying. I get what you're saying.
I hope that next
Okay.
year be given the
Yes.
same props to Asylum Code Red.
Well, it's just Asylum going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, Shea got his own license now.
Oh,
so
nice. Well,
I'm sure the Code Red people will still be there, but this is officially Asylum's first show on their own in Clearfield.
I hope to be given the same props to Asylum at this time.
Next year.
Are they
Yeah.
still booking Kendrick? Or is that like just a one-show deal?
I
guess, with
believe
Grey
that was a
Wolf?
one. I think he came in with Buddy Bark and Miles Millennium, who is very cool still.
Still where he is.
And of course, then the week after that, True was back at the Trueville.
We gonna go to that?
I would like to, but that's a month away. Who knows?
Yeah.
Financials, we'll have to see. Remember, I got a big weekend coming up after that. First week of February, MLW in Philadelphia. Of course, we have our triple threat weekend at the end of February, Leap Day weekend, NSW in Stroudsburg on Friday.
We have a hell of a 25th, then, because the 25th is the next Asylum Pro, and also there's two things there.
Stroudsburg is 3. PPW, that's what I just said. There's 3 shows on the 25th, simultaneously.
I thought I was talking about Joe being booked on at least Asylum Pro and.
No, that's too far away to make a double shot out of it.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's like, you're looking like 5-hour drive.
Because I was thinking, like, how's that gonna work?
Yeah, oh no, that wouldn't
And
work.
some people call you, and some people will call you, just a 5-hour drive. What's the matter with you?
Yeah,
So
but
imagine-
it would be okay if they weren't going on at the same
True.
time.
We'll be at.
Asylum,
Just
because
a 5-hour drive,
we
you
promised
pussy.
Shay, and
Yeah.
if nothing else, all I have to give is my word. So,
Exactly.
all right, and one other thing, I don't know. Some people have heard, some people haven't. We are currently in the process of launching a rope-to-rope Roku network, where you'll be able to see all the stuff we've been talking about, including this stuff. We will be.
You have to be really, really bored.
Which we will hopefully keep up with schedule.
Yes, that's one of my goals for 2020 is to do more
2020.
podcasts, because 2019 we didn't.
Right.
You know, it might be late night, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning in his driveway like it used to be, but we gotta start getting something.
As long as you don't get attacked by a mad rooster or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's Sasquatch or
And the Duke's dive will continue.
Joe Rogers.
Oh God.
That's not a Sasquatch.
He'd attack us though. So I guess that's
I
everything.
covered the
huh?
Wednesday
He
stuff.
I know he's personally threatened me.
Yeah, don't forget the Duke's Dive on Anchor. Just put that into your Spotify and it'll bring it right up.
Yes, sir.
John's out of here. He's had enough.
He's done.
Like, I'm done with you, Mark.
See ya.
Say bye, John.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Bye, everybody.
That's how he
All
waves
right,
goodbye.
so thanks for listening. We are Smart Mark Alley. We decide who gets over.
One final message.
What's that? They still do suck.
They still do stuff.
Bye, everybody.